Winter Storm Inga coverage continues right now, and here's a live look at Charlotte. And the visibility is fairly low because of the snow that is flying around Charlotte right now. 30 degrees now and likely falling through the rest of the day. Don't assume this is like every other storm system that you're used to in the south where it gets, better in air quotes for the afternoon as the sun comes out. It's really about the temperatures. And yes, a lot of times the afternoons, the temp rises and the sun helps to melt things. But with cold air just arriving, we may actually see way more impact for that drive home time than the drive to work time for so many of you in, say, the mid-Atlantic and the coastal southeast. Let's go through what's happening right now. A quick look at Winter Storm Inga. And yes, we do have this old boundary that's still kind of set up right through here, wave of low pressure going this way. And so some enhancement into New England and coastal New England as we go through the rest of the day. Timing that out for you, you can see that we've got that snow in eastern Massachusetts and coastal Maine, continuing really right on through the rest of the day. Modest, light amounts of snow, nothing that you aren't in some ways used to for the Northeast, and nothing that the road crews won't be able to keep up with. That said, if it's a side road, if it's your hill coming out of your neighborhood, there may be some issues, and yes, you may have to get out there and clear out your driveway later, because we are talking about an additional 1 to 3, or as much as 3 to 5 inches of snow, depending on how close you are to that Atlantic Ocean. We're also watching kind of that main low from Winter Storm Inga moving through the Carolinas. And notice this, Raleigh, for example, some decent snow now and a long way to go before that back edge gets all the way through you. And so that means you're going to have that chance for steady snow basically for the rest of the day. Light to moderate snow at times. Charlotte to Raleigh to Norfolk, we'll be watching that snow move through for the late afternoon and the evening hours. So a lot of wintry weather still to go. We want to bring in a storm specialist, Dr. Greg Postel, who's watching all of this as well, and Doc, this and the next storm too.
Yeah, Mark, there's another one coming down the pike, but that one will be warmer for the southeast, but will bring some snow chances to the upper Midwest, where we really haven't seen a lot of snow yet this season. And it's all coming from the Pacific, where it's really, really stormy out there right now. Let's go to the satellite pictures, because you can see all kinds of mess out there. Swirlies galore, cinnamon buns, you want to call them satellite pictures, showing you strong area of low pressure here, actually down about 965 millibars, with hurricane force winds around it. That system itself is not the one that's going to be coming on board, but there's actually kind of a pretty decent little wave developing in the jet stream and an upper trough right in here that's going to be moving that way and coming on board into the United States over the next couple of days. And you can see that I sort of outlined it here with a cold pocket aloft and the jet stream flow about like that. This system right out here looks like a batch of innocuous clouds is actually going to help amplify this jet stream even more. We're going to see that big dip develop, and that's what's going to help come on board into the United States, as I mentioned, probably later on this week and certainly over the weekend. That trough moves in and brings some cold air aloft and some snow chances into the west. And that's going to be really good for the ski resorts that way, especially in Colorado with low pressure developing in the lee of the Rockies likely over the weekend. But east of where that low moves, it is going to be pretty warm. And even in the Central Plains, like in Kansas, you're going to break out in the 50s and be 50 degrees warmer than you are now. But on the north side of this, early on the week, I would say Sunday and Monday, there's likely to be some significant snow. So that's where the snow is going to be this time. Over here, and on the other side of it, it is going to be rainy and relatively mild and thunderstormy. So we're going to be watching that. This is a very different pattern setting up for next week, but still an active one that is going to likely bring some snow to places like the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul, maybe Green Bay, just north of that, Duluth, we think also. We've got a shot at it, and certainly in the UP of Michigan as well, and that would be on Monday. As far as snowfall amounts, it's just way too hard to know, but there could be some substantial numbers coming out of it in the area of maximum snow in excess of 6 inches, possibly. Mark, back to you.
Yeah, that is the next big one to watch, that's for sure, but we got to get through Inga first, and our coverage continues at the top of the hour, tracking the snow with this dynamic storm. Plus, how long will the ice and snow stick around? How cold will it get? We'll give you all the details.